Welcome back. We're still with the former ambassador of Liberia, Ambassador Adigun. Welcome again.
Thank you very much.
Well, we left off with your statement on the fact that Nigerians might be envied in various parts of the continent and, of course, even Africa.
Yes.
But is that really something we must hold on to as a cause for some of these xenophobic attacks?
Not definitely. There would be multiple of reasons. But to look at the South African situation, I believe it is the lack of adequate socio-economic empowerment of the blacks in South Africa that is responsible for this, while they are envious of other African country nationals that are doing well in their country, but they are not doing well. So that is there. So that is the point. Then it means the government of South Africa must put appropriate mechanism in place to resolve this problem or this crisis. Otherwise, they will continue to be a sore point in their relation with other countries in the African continent, including Nigeria.
There were also calls that, of course, from some members of the House of Representatives that Nigeria should be withdrawn. Is that still necessary?
That call is premature to me because the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, of which I'm a product, we are professionals there. We have appropriate guideline and mechanism for evacuating Nigerians, even including the diplomatic officers and their spouses in period of crisis. You have to look at the threat level. You have to look at the situation. With this, our ambassador there came on air to say he's on top of the situation. And that where this crisis are most rampant is in the neighborhoods, the tribal neighborhoods, and that most Nigerians are not there. The type of Nigerians you will get in that neighborhood are people are mechanic traders. Most of our people are successful traders. So they attack their businesses, their garages, upturn their cars, snatch their cars. But that in actual fact, there is no cause to evacuate Nigeria. Let's look at Nigerians in South Africa. Like I've told you, there are professionals there, medical doctors, professional in the universities, in the various parts of those people are not involved in there. I don't think they are the target of this South African that are going on rampage. Let's look at Nigerians also that are working. If they ask them to go, they can go anywhere in the world and still work. They are not desperate. But the people they are targeting are the people who are migrants, people who are doing jobs that South Africans have walked away from. The job they think is too dirty, like houseboy or like other cores. And Nigerians are very, very innovative. Some of them mechanic and working. They have come there to succeed. They have not come there. So these are their main targets. But in some countries, you can put in place a policy that, these businesses are reserved for the nationals. It is no go area for foreigners. They do it. Even in Malaysia, Mahathir did it. When when the British was leaving Malaysia, they gave some nationality to some Chinese and Indians. And there was almost a regional tension, but that was how that matter was resolved. They gave a special dispensation for Malays. Until now, you can see that there is peace. So a special dispensation by the government of South Africa must be given. Maybe these businesses are reserved for this category of South. Please don't go there. That is one way to solve the problem. But I'm not going to tell them how to solve. They should know what to do. The other thing is that we cannot continue to say that Nigerians are envied or there is crisis there now that we should evacuate Nigeria. What are the costs of evacuation? It has logistics. If you take plane to South Africa today and say, I've landed in Joburg, I want to evacuate all Nigerians who are nobody will enter that plane.
What sort of level of threat do we need to take such steps?
Even in a war situation, before you can, it means the government will have been completely failed to take action. Are you getting what my point? That means the government of South Africa is now unable to contain the situation and it becomes widespread and uncontrollable. And then we can start to evacuate. Nigerians themselves will know at that point in time you need to evacuate. But even if it's a war situation, there are guidelines for evacuation. But let me tell you, in a situation like this, which is not yet widespread, and the government is contained. In fact, I learned the soldiers are there now.
Exactly.
It means the government, we believe the government can contain the situation, the government of South Africa.
Even though the
and no international reports have shown that they are incapable of doing that. So evacuation is not the first thing in the first instance. And I've told you, even where we have had war, in Liberia, when they had to evacuate, some Nigerians refused to enter. It was the Liberians that were rushing to the plate and came here as refugees. The same thing in Central African Republic during war. So evacuation itself is not a matter of something you just jump into. There must be compelling reason. And then if we evacuate Nigerians now, Nigerians who are married to South Africa, who have nationality there, they are not going to come. They have nationality, they are legitimately there, they are not threatened. And South Africa will have the right to protect them. But the people who will come are mostly the people who don't have any visible job. And when you bring them to which camp are you going to put them? How are you going to reconcile them with their family? There are many things you have to, logistics you have to look at. But for now, the situation in South Africa does not warrant the threat for evacuation of Nigerians. But if there are Nigerians, like in the neighborhood, like all those Mexican, who wants to come, of course, our embassy and then the consulate in but they will do appropriate thing to repatriate such person. But I don't think that general evacuation of all Nigerians, I don't think it's the next thing to say at this point in time.
It's like many have canvassed, they say that Nigeria should close down some South African businesses in the country just to take action against that incident. Do you agree with that?
That is called what we call it for tat diplomacy. Extremely, if the relationship are completely broken down, there are levels of options. Either you recall your ambassadors to show your displeasure. That's the first option. It has not gone to that level. Or then you begin, if we go to another level, you begin to hurt businesses. That will be amounting to a state of war between mutual countries that have diplomatic relations. I'm not going to canvass that. Because if you close down South Africa businesses here, Nigerians working there will kick. You are going to hurt yourself more. And that is not even the way to approach diplomacy. But the best is to continue to talk, continue to watch the situation, continue to impress on the South African government that, well, you have the right, it is your responsibility. You will be held accountable for Nigerians if you cannot protect them, because in international law, a country must protect the foreign nationals who are legitimately there in their countries. That is international law. And again, they must protect their investment as well and their families. So the South African government knows the situation, and I think they will take appropriate action. Meanwhile, our own is to watch and continue to monitor. And that is why our embassy have not evacuated. Their families are there. So I don't think call for evacuation at this stage is, to me, premature. And tit for tat, Nigeria and South Africa, we have been related. We have even fought to dismantle apartheid there. So if we go to the extreme of start hurting South African business, we will be hurting ourselves. And that's why I like Nigerians are civilized. They went to MT and they registered their process, peaceful protest, not destroying. So I think that is the best we can do while you leave the diplomatic settlement to the government.
Again, many have called on the government to take fresh action to stop a reoccurrence of this. What sort of action?
The most important thing Nigeria should do is that we are the biggest economy in Africa, we are told. But as that also translates to the ordinary people, do we feel it? We should also try, as the biggest economy, we should be proud that we can keep most of our nationals within our borders, empower the Nigerian people who are disconnected. And I think that is the new orientation we should have. So that for any Nigerian to go out, it will not even be necessary to go out. If he knows that whatever he wants, he can get in Nigeria. But people still want to go out, they can go out. But to me, we ourselves should put appropriate policy in place to address this issue of Nigerians jumping abroad, thinking they have greener pasture, to find themselves in fire. Look at the situation in moving through the Mediterranean to the Europe. Most people, when they go to US, especially Italy, there must be something they are going there for. So if they go there, look at what happened. A Muslim from the north, they threw some Nigerian and Ghanaian Christians into the sea. But let me tell you, the time is ripe in the global world that the issue of migration is a global challenge now, just like climate change. As you can see, the situation in Europe, they are not comfortable. Italy, the European nations, there are many people from former Europe who are now in London, UK, doing the jobs that the British will not do. That itself has generated some debates. So it is a world global phenomenon. If it is your country people are rushing to tomorrow, assuming something happens to you tomorrow, you will rush to other countries. But I think the issue of global migration must be addressed. And countries should begin to have treaties or bilateral relations to check these possible areas where there is conflict. And what Nigeria and South Africa can do is, and some African countries that are affected, is to have a sort of joint decision on this, how to check this matter, how to tell their people the truth. to educate them the truth. And then it is the responsibility of the Satara government to ensure that they empower their youths.
Very well. Yeah. Ambassador Ayo Adigun, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much.
Dateline Abuja. Well, thank you very much for your comments. As usual, be a part of the program by sharing your experiences with us using the address and Twitter handle on your screen. You can also let us know what is happening within your locality, especially if you're in the nation's capital. Don't forget you can view the program on youtube.com/channelsweb/videos. Make your comments after viewing the current video, as well as all the episodes we've had on the program. Thank you for watching this week. I'm Gloria Umezuke. See you again.